We're joined today by WWE superstar Bayley as she's coming to Minnesota here with SmackDown. It's going to be at the Target Center coming up on December 6th. And then WWE Deadline will be at the Armory in Minneapolis on December 7th. Bayley, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I know WWE SmackDown here is coming to Minnesota, Target Center here on December 6th. Do you know who you might be working with here coming up on Friday?
No, I don't actually. I don't. I wish I did. I was just thinking, I don't know what's going on after War Games, but I hope I'm involved in something. It's just a little crazy right now. We got the tournament for the U.S. Women's Championship, so I don't believe I'm having my semifinals match yet. I believe there's still a triple threat on the in the first round of the bracket, so I may just be watching that.
As you mentioned, we're just coming off of Survivor Series here, and you were in the War Games match, and it's amazing the schedule you keep both in the ring and on the road. I mean, even when you've been through a cage match like that, you still got to make it to the next town and talk to guys like me for the next event. It's quite the schedule.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, honestly, I got it pretty easy compared to some of the other girls. I was just looking at pictures. You had Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair that were also in the War Games match. And then Liv wrestled on the next, that Monday. And now they were at a Netflix event. It's just, WWE is no joke. It's a crazy schedule, but obviously we all think it's worth it. So it's really fun though.
And then also WWE Deadline is going to be in Minnesota this weekend as well, December 7th at the Armory here in Minneapolis. I mean, this is a busy weekend for wrestling fans here in Minnesota.
Yeah, totally. I saw that watching NXT last night. I said, they're going to be, we're about to be there. So I texted some of my friends to see if they were going to be on the shows. But hopefully I get to see a few of them before Saturday night, because that's going to be really exciting. I don't know if you guys, if any of the listeners watch NXT, but it reminds me of when I was there. It's really doing so well. Everybody's there, super interesting to watch. Everyone's so talented. The stories are great. Shawn Michaels is doing such a good job. So, I'm excited that they're going to be right there with us this weekend.
Awesome. Yeah, of course, you made a name for yourself in NXT, and I wanted to ask you about that, how you feel things are going now. It seems like they're really kind of being positioned as its own brand, maybe on par with a Raw or a SmackDown. Yeah,
that was always the goal for when Triple H was, in charge of that, that we were a separate brand. And I really think NXT was treated in that way. Obviously the goal is always to get to Raw and SmackDown, because I always said this, as much as I loved NXT and as much as people could spend there, I spent 4 years there. Everyone's dream is WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. We all want to be in these big shows. So it's really nice to see how big NXT has gotten, especially considering the pandemic and considering they're still, shooting TV out of the PC. Sure. So it is nice to see them start to get out like they are for Deadline this weekend. And here and there, they've been able to get out of Florida. But as big as it is, it's still, I know everyone's dream is WrestleMania. So it's only a matter of time for all of them.
Again, Bayley is with us from the WWE. SmackDown coming to the Target Center here on December 6th. Also, Saturday night's main event is coming back. I got to ask you that. Do you have any fond memories of that growing up? Or do you think maybe our former governor, the body, Jesse Ventura, might be coming back?
I honestly, it might have been a little bit before my time, before I really got into it. But as a student of the game, I have gone back and watched a few episodes. I think it's going to be real exciting. I think the nostalgia behind when we do those sort of things, even when NXT does those old school, No Mercy, or we just did Bad Blood, no matter what, the nostalgia behind the name brings people in, or brings fans in that may not watch it anymore. And I know they're making it a really, really special show. We're about to go, join in with Netflix. So I know that everything building up to that, they're just trying to knock it out of the park. And I think one match I saw set was already Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the championship, which we've never seen before. And I think that's going to be a show stealer itself.
Yeah, definitely an exciting time to be a wrestling fan and to be a wrestler as well. I wanted to ask you that as far as, the backstage goes. You mentioned moving to Netflix soon, and we've heard SmackDown might be moving to 3 hours, and, you got attendance records, revenue records being broken all the time. I mean, this is the time to be a WWE superstar, it seems.
Yeah, I think it's a great time to be a superstar, but it's a great time to be a fan because, we haven't really had one of these boom periods or eras since, from what I remember, that, when they had the Monday Night Wars or when they had the Attitude Era. It kind of just feels like a mixture of that, but better. And that's not a knock on them because I grew up on that. It was the best, but better for me because I get to be a part of it and really see the insides, the working of everything and how we do, why we do what we do, and just the schedule. We've been going overseas way more this year. They cut back a little bit on domestic live events, but we've been going overseas so much. We have like a big UK and Europe tour in March leading up to WrestleMania. So things are a little bit different, but it's really cool to be a part of this type of boom period in this era right now. It just feels like WWE is becoming so much more mainstream like it used to be, bringing in all kinds of celebrities, and we're literally everywhere.
Definitely. And you had a big year here. I know you won the Royal Rumble and you were a women's champion. What are you hoping to accomplish here in 2025? Where can we see you go?
Oh, man. I have to think about that myself. I always think that when I came back from injury in 2022, I think, or the end of 21, I forget. My main goal was not to become a champion again because I felt that I had already got that out of my system. I accomplished a bunch of title runs. And I really just wanted to see the women that I was with succeed, which was Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Just kind of be that leader that can push them in the right direction, or just kind of be like the foundation of where they started on Raw and SmackDown. And from that, I really learned how much I enjoyed helping younger talent. So I think for me, 2025 can be more of maybe a leadership role, or maybe not that I'm going to be out of the ring, but I think my goal is more bigger picture type things where I just want to see the women's division keep continuing the success that we've had these last few years and really start to take over and main event more shows and sell out more merch and really just keep getting big. And wherever I can fit in on that, I'll do my best at.
Excellent. Well, with that being said, there are so many talented women now coming to WWE as of late. Is there somebody or maybe a couple people that you're hoping to work with, maybe that you haven't had a chance to?
In NXT, there's just so many new women. We just got Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. We got Delta, who just came from Australia, and I feel terrible because I can't remember her NXT name right now. I would love to, put my skills to test with someone like them because they've all come from, like I said, Australia, Mexico, Japan. They've all come from different places of the world. Then there's all the women in NXT. My favorites, Cora, Roxanne, Stacey Jane. I can't wait for them to get up here so we could just, be on the road together. But luckily, a lot of my dream matches happened just this past Saturday inside War Games because we had such a stacked, talented group of girls in that match.
Awesome. Well, again, WWE SmackDown coming to Target Center here on Friday, and then WWE Deadline at the Armory on Saturday in Minneapolis here. And Bayley, it's always great speaking with you, and continued success for you. And I hope we can speak again sometime. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and we'll see you guys in Minneapolis.
All right, sounds good. Don't forget your coat.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up.
And again, that was WWE superstar Bayley, as the WWE makes it to Minnesota here this weekend. Friday at the Target Center for SmackDown, and then Saturday at the Armory in Minneapolis for WWE's Deadline.